Hey everyone, Dr. Brad here from Tenino Chiropractic, checking in with you on Wednesday, March 25th, smack in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic and the stay home, stay healthy order from our governor in the state of Washington. I know many of you, those of you obviously in this area have that same thing, and anyone else around the country, a lot of other places are having a similar thing. Essential services only. We're open and operational because we're an essential service. And here's one of those ways, not that coming to see us is free, but here's how it relates to things you can do to stay well that are totally free. So, we want to talk about stress because if there's one consistency amongst almost every single person that has come in our door, that I've spoken with, that I've chatted with, that I've communicated with over this last week, really 3 weeks, but particularly in the last week, the level of stress is pretty high. So people are stressed and worried about their health. People are stressed and worried about other people's health. People are stressed and worried about money, their jobs, how will they pay their bills, what's going to happen to the economy, what's going to happen to their retirement, what's going to happen to their business. They're worried about the government controlling them and telling them what to do, all kinds of stress and worry. And the problem is, the challenge is, stress is about the worst thing you could do to your immune system. So we have to figure out and work on everything we can do to reduce our stress level and mitigate the effects of the stress. Because some of that is just the reality. If you are in the food service industry, for example, or if you're a small business owner, I feel for those like our local restaurants here, that are small businesses and they had to switch their business model to just to go only, and the challenges of that. And some of them are even shuttering their doors. So it's obviously stressful. So whatever we can do to lower our stress, but then to mitigate the effects of the stress too. So here's some free ways to do that. And these are science-backed, the most potent ways we can do that. Number one is exercise. You want to get moving and ideally go outside and exercise. Get some fresh air, get some sunshine, obviously practice social distancing, physical distancing, I like to call it. But there are countless studies about the stress reducing benefits of physical activity and exercise. In fact, in multiple studies, when physical exercise is compared to pharmaceutical antidepressants, physical exercise far and away exceeds the benefit in terms of depression and stress. So physical exercise, you want to be staying active. Go for walks, get outside, ride your bike, go for a walk in the woods. If you're cooped up at home, you can do home exercise. One of my favorite is high intensity interval training. So those are short bursts of high intensity, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, followed by 10 to 20-second rest. There's one I've talked about for years called the Scientific 7-Minute Workout. Now there's probably like 30 or 40 cell phone apps, computer apps that will walk you through the steps of this Scientific 7-Minute Workout. It's 7 minutes long, and it'll kick your butt if you do it right. It'll get you a good exercise, get the blood flowing, oxygenate your body. All of these things that are beneficial to reduce your stress level, to make sure your body's functioning at its highest level. So exercise, eating a healthy diet, and what that means is really reducing your glycemic load. Glycemic load is sort of the fancy way of talking about sugar and carbohydrates. So as much as you can reduce your intake of sugar and simple carbs is going to benefit your stress level, believe it or not, and bolster and support your immune function and the function of your cardiovascular system, which is the primary system that needs to be functioning well, in addition to your immune system, to stay healthy and well at this time. So reduce the sugar load, reduce the simple carbohydrates, so white flour and those type of things as much as you can. Eat plenty of fresh fruits are a great way to return that sweetness to your diet, to your life, and not just totally cut it out, because that's fruit, not fruit juice, but whole fruits. But go crazy on those. Don't worry about fruit being sweet at this point, in my opinion, and from what I've seen. The benefits far outweigh any sort of natural sugars you get from those. And then you want to make sure you're getting quality sleep as best you can. And then Uh, as far as implementing specific stress reducing techniques, one of the best are any kind of deep breathing techniques. I mean, there's meditation, there's prayer, and those things are wonderful. But deep breathing has a special physiologic effect on us to induce a lot of the chemistry of relaxation and de stressing. So that can be as simple as what they call box breathing, where you breathe in for 30 seconds, hold it there for 30 seconds, breathe out for 30 seconds, hold it there for 30 seconds. There are many meditative breath work techniques. My absolute favorite is called Wim Hof, the Wim Hof method. Wim Hof is the name of this crazy Dutch guy who created this method. Wim, W-I-M, Hof, H-O-F-F. I'll put a link below to some YouTube videos. Anybody can do it. It's profound, it's powerful, and he has shown, because he subjected himself and some of his students to rigorous scientific study, that this particular breathing method actually stimulates and boosts our body's innate immune system, which is the part of our immune system that we use to battle uh, outside invaders like viruses and bacteria. So I highly, highly recommend that. So we want to be doing everything we can to mitigate the level of stress. I know that just in the news right now, the federal government is inching their way closer to a stimulus plan to relieve some of the financial stress and burden. That's going to come down the pike, however they figure it out once they do. Um, and we got to do the things we can to look out for each other, like we're doing. Check on our elderly um, neighbors and family members and community members. Those of us that are still operational, doing what we can to help out. Um, all the people at like the food banks here in town are staying open and staying running, and the schools, how they're offering the bag lunches. So we got to just keep that up our level of looking out for each other and being together through this. And really, in spite of all of the stress and the uncertainty, we are faced with a tremendous opportunity, because there will be the end of this. There will be the other side of this whole situation. And the opportunity we have is to take the lessons from this time of looking out for each other, of operating beyond just ourselves, of thinking about others and working together and continuing that forward in life, and not just going back to business as usual. So you guys take care. We'll see you down the road here. And I appreciate each and every one of you.